Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a sensational Saturday night. We got AEW Collision already kicking off. Christian and Luchasaurus on the way out to the ring. But me and that pretty face have all the action, all the news, all the reaction to everything going on here at AEW in the wrestling world. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. This is AEW Collision. We're kicking off another night of action here on the channel where we are going to keep you up to date on everything going on. We're going to talk a little bit of wrestling. This guy and I were a little bit late because we were talking fantasy football. It happens. Time ticks away. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we've got a Texas death match tonight, great in the great state of Michigan.
Down in the heart of Michigan.
Right. Is this kicking off the show?
It can't be. No,
Darby is. Darby's coming out. So we're kicking it off with the TNT Championship. We're kicking it off with Christian Cage versus Darby Allin versus Luchasaurus.
Yes, a handicap match for the title. Very interesting.
Well, it's technically a three-way. So Christian could technically win it and become new champion.
I thought they billed it as a 2-for-1.
Well, it's really going to kind of be that way. Okay. But it's technically a triple threat. It's their way to get the belt off of Luchasaurus and not have the two of them lose the belt.
You think you know me?
Lots to talk about it. There's still so many people that are like, it's gonna happen. Probably not.
I still have my doubts. But speaking of some people, hello everybody out there. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You're having a good time. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. We are like 4 away from 2.6K.
Four.
So we're I think there's 4 lonely souls out there. Click that subscribe button. Become part of the growing community that is the Wrestling for Life Network. And get all your wrestling fixes in.
Pause. But Bash, what up? Justin, what up? Saying Father of the Year, Christian. Well, as long as your father ceased to be. Greg, what up? Bobby, what up? Brandon, what up? Justin, we got Bobby, we got Bonkers, we got Keyshawn, we got A-Town, we got the TLD. Yeah, you know me. We got TJ. I've got
Dash away
coming out right now. Why?
Oh, I was just doing the reindeer routine.
Mike Harper, we got Tony, we got Steve, we got C-Money, we got Ronnie, we got Damien, we got Boston, we got Alexis, who was in here at 10 a.m. this morning. Good God.
What's up, Alexis?
Out here protecting us.
Right?
Really, what up? Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. Clay's in the house. I think you might have said that. But yeah, we're starting this show off.
Yeah, so who do you have? And also, by the way, Clay, I see you. I also do have Ohio State Notre Dame pulled up, but we won't talk about that. I think Christian wins this as a way to get the belt off of Luchasaurus and on him, because Christian's getting over way more than Luchasaurus is.
Yeah, I mean, now that if it's a triple threat, I agree with you completely. I don't know if Darby wins it now, but I mean, Darby having a solid title run would be good.
Yeah, well, I feel like the TNT title kind of died since he had it the last time, so it would maybe help restore it a bit. But I think Christians somehow, the dead father memes have gotten over like Rover, as weird as it is to say. So I could see them putting the belt on Christian, and maybe he gets in the ring a bit more. Maybe that's their appeal to Edge. Maybe that's how they tease it.
Whoa! Darby powders the dinosaur, and then Tope.
You got ahead of me.
All right. Let me know when Christian hits the stairs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I've just got Lucha Kane and Darby here eyeing each other up.
Yeah, we're going for a battle of strength. Darby pulls out the powder, a la Mr. Fuji.
Yeah. You can see he had the loaded hand. Now I got the tope.
Chucks Christian in the stairs.
Right. Yep. Christian in the steps right now. I'm going to double check to see if I can find that anywhere faster.
Don't do it. We're even.
Fair enough.
Lucha's got his hand around Darby. Big story coming out of last night's SmackDown, and we talked about how the ending was a little flat. Well, apparently Mr. LA Knight was supposed to come to the rescue of one John Cena, but he got taken out by the vid.
With everybody saying he got the May 19th.
Yeah, I mean, horrible timing for him because that, you want those big moments, and I'm sure he's disappointed.
Right, but now you still... I think the whole segment initially kind of fell flat, so maybe he halfway dodged a bullet. Would it have really paid it off a bit better if he had come out? I think it had already gotten stale and gotten flat.
But maybe that's what it was missing, was a little bit of yell.
Yeah, that is true. Well, now we've got another week to build to it, because that's the thing is you build it on the go home show then before Fastlane. That's where I think it would fall out.
Yeah, and I will say this. Like, I mean, it wasn't the most, edge of your seat ending to the show. But again, John Cena we usually see a guy like John Cena come back into the mix and, beat up somebody and leave. So to see John Cena come in and actually get his ass whooped by the Bloodline, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but that just went on for so long. I remember we were like, somebody's going to run in now. Any day now.
Why not?
Somebody's going to show up.
Send out
How you doing?
Refs or something.
Some security.
My Lord.
Christian now had Darby chin on the top of the chair and just stepping on the middle rope on his back.
Okay. So I might be slightly ahead of you guys. Darby's down. Did you see the toss yet with the chair?
I've got him pressing his neck onto the chair right now.
Okay. Wait till he chucks him in the chair. That is brutal, folks.
Oh, Kane's just got Lucha. Oh, a suplex. And I think he just smacked himself right in his nuts.
Yeah, no, that didn't look fun at all.
That went where the sun don't shine.
Christian preventing the pin, folks.
They're going to torture this kid.
And Darby getting chucked to the outside now, Nick.
I haven't gotten there yet. I got two count.
Wow, what a move with that chair. That didn't look comfy at all.
No, he got mounted on the top like an angel on top, or a star on top of a Christmas tree. That thing went right in between the twig and berries. Now I got Darby chucked onto the outside. Justin, what up? Christian knows how to play to the crowd. Yes,
absolutely. Old pro, old vet.
Right. Jason taking Lucha Kane for the win. Now we got Jason on Jason action. Good evening. Big Dog, what up? Eric, what up? No Willow tonight. Really? I thought she was advertised versus Julia Hart.
Yeah, what happened to Willow?
Yeah, what happened to the pillow? Roblox, what up?
And I'm not sure who's fighting on the UFC right now, but she is gushing. Anyway, tons of blood.
Oh, no, yeah, there is a fight night on there as well. But I'm in picture right now as I've got Christian flexing, so I don't know if I'm ahead of you, behind you, or right around you.
Right now I got my feed does not go to picture, but Christian's still all over Darby, into the guardrail. Darby scatters. Oh, now they're advertising Julia Hart versus Kiera Hogan. So yeah,
really? So then whoever, props to you then for saying that Eric saying that there's no Willow. I didn't see anything about her getting pulled, so that's interesting.
There you go.
Ronnie saying Christian wins. Justin just saying Pip. Todd, Christian for the win. Julia used her magic powers to put Willow in the hospital. It's local medical facility.
Yeah. And speaking of magic powers, I found it funny that Isla and Alba were... Oh, wait. What do you...
I've got Christian right now. Darby's
running by the face,
but after chair to the back there.
Big chops.
I got him getting tossed in the ring. We keep ending up like split seconds off.
I don't know. Don't do anything.
I'm not touching nothing. It's YouTube TV.
Oh, I got Luchasaurus standing over Darby, laying him out. Now he's yelling down to Christian.
I'm nowhere near that, so I'm just, you can have that. Bonkers, what up? Does Darby win from out of nowhere? Does Christian win? If Darby wins, it'd be completely out of nowhere.
It would be a little surprising. I know they've built up to this a little bit, but I mean, at any given time, Darby can win. I mean, but it's been an absolute beating between the two. Will there be any type of crossed wires between the Dinosaur and Christian?
Is this where that's the only way this becomes believable to where Darby could really work from underneath, or unless he pulls a rabbit out of his ass, which I think that chair might have shoved it up there a little too far if he was going to try and do that one now. I know Darby works great from being the underdog, the underdog from the underground, like Sami Zayn and everything, but he's just getting picked apart, and there's no spot to me that would be believable. I don't know about you, unless you get a wires crossed, somebody zigs when they should have zagged, anything like that to give him an
roll
out.
Up. We got a two. Another roll up. Let me know when you get the first roll up.
Yeah, I got him getting tossed in the ring post right now, so that's why I'm I don't know how far off I am.
Roll up should be coming right now.
Oh, I got Lucha Kane into the ring post.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happened here.
Oh, now I got Christian. Now I got Darby with a roll up.
There you go.
1, 2. Don Stevens with a count of 2. Now a second roll up. 2 count.
Let me know when Darby's going up to the rope.
Okay. I swear I'm not touching anything.
It's the funniest shit.
And the thing is, if I use TNT's web page, it's way worse behind. What about Nick Wayne coming out to help? Well, they're teasing that Christian's trying to bring in Nick Wayne into the fold. I've got Darby drop for the coffin drop as Lucha pulls him out.
Nick Wayne costs Darby.
Coffin drop on the outside. Sorry. On both men. Darby hits a coffin drop on both men.
Nope.
Justin, that was a close one. Zachary, what up?
Oh. Shotgun dropkick belts in the ring now, Nick.
Oh, I've got Lucha with he was
Uranagi. Ooh, huge Uranagi, actually.
Backpack stunner is what I have. Are we watching the same match?
I have no idea.
Now I've got belt in the ring. Misses with a belt shot from Christian.
How do I pause up and end up still? Lucha's picking up the belt. Yo, what's going on? That's for you.
Well, KJ's here too.
Yeah, it's all right. That was a close one. You got Lucha with the belt?
I got him picking up the belt right now.
Sweet boobies.
Tim, good evening, wonderful people.
What's up, Tim?
What a match. Been a good match. Well, it's been a decimation. Oh.
Now there's wait a minute.
We're getting a tease of the dissension here because
Lucha
Kane's getting consumed by the belt. My precious.
Oh, Darby got the belt. Shot to Lucha. Uh-oh. There it is. Oh! We get a kick out. Thought he had him.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Willow got hit with the miss. Does that mean heel Willow?
Maybe, Eric. I don't think that works very well, though.
Nah, well, it's how they turned Julia Hart.
Coffin drop, Christian. Oh, wow. We got a new TNT champion. Holy shit. Christian pins Luchasaurus.
Oh, he pinned Lucha for it.
Rude.
Now I've got the coffin drop.
No way. There you go. You still got it. No, that was good. He stole that title real quick.
But does that not sever him with Luchasaurus? Unless he's going to have to justify it of, well, I had to get the pin to make sure it stayed amongst us, but that's still...
He's going to try and sell it. Well, whether or not it sticks, we don't know. It was the first time he held it in his hand. That's not exactly true there, Kevin Kelly, but okay.
It might have been, honestly. Christian only comes out wearing it, so he could be actually accurate.
Maybe.
He got consumed by looking at the belt.
Right. This was crazy. Yeah, Darby takes an absolute beating, battles back, hits the coffin drop on Luchasaurus and Christian. Now they're hugging. They're hugging, Nick.
I haven't gotten the hug yet.
All right.
God bless technology.
This match was going in the books. Fair enough. Fair enough. So lame. Uh-oh. Mega not happy about it. Christian up to the top row, celebrating. Darby has on leggings. Yeah, it's kind of his style, my guy.
Now I got them hugging. I don't know if we're caught up.
No, I'm right.
I closed something out, so maybe that'll help me stay caught up. I thought this was a handicap match. So did you.
So did I. That's what I thought it was advertised as, a 2-on-1.
No, ever since I saw that it was the triple threat, that I'm like, that's how they're gonna transition the belt. Weird way to do it, but they did it.
There we go. So your new TNT champion is officially Christian, who's just been trending to be the champion for the last 3 months.
Yeah, now he can just, he's actually officially the champion, as we've still got him up there doing the Jungle Boy pose on top of Lucha Kane.
Darby's just folded up in a sack in the corner.
Christian, best heel and father of the year.
Right.
Well, he is the only father to completely, who's a better father to the kids on TV? Chad Gable or Christian? Christian told his kid to piss off during a segment, and, Gable's kids cried because their father got his ass beat by Gunther.
Right. Who's the worst? I always go Jericho. I always pick on Jericho.
He wasn't even in there.
No, I got to pick on Jericho because he came up on my screen.
I haven't gotten Jericho yet.
Nah, Christian Cage has done really well with this father year, and he kind of takes the cake right now as far as some outlandish. Oh, we're getting a replay of last night on Rampage. I don't love Kenny and Chris Jericho. It actually looks like a dude and his uncle. Like Uncle Rico. Dun, dun, dun.
And still now new.
No, and new.
We haven't seen Wardlow since he lost the belt to Luchasaurus. Very true.
Fact.
Maybe we just trade Matt Riddle. Well, that's what we should have done. We'll trade Matt Riddle for Wardlow to go to WWE, and Tony can have the bro.
I'd make that trade.
I've got Callis, Takeshita, and Guevara back there with Marvez.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like he's trying to fit a fucking novel into one sentence at the same time as Marvez.
Right. Now, am I correct that Callis has to name a third? It's Ibushi, Jericho, and Kenny versus these two and somebody.
Did Ibushi get announced? Did they mention him and just we talked over it on comments because we were?
I don't know.
Talking?
Maybe it's just a
tag.
I
haven't seen anything with Ibushi. Everyone just
talking about how they took him out. Okay, we'll see. See, I mean, we watch all the shows, every minute of all the shows, and even we're like, who's fighting what?
Right, just trying to keep track of it and everything. And let's be honest, it's a bit more Ibushi instead of Ibushi right now because that man is a bit rotund.
So Luchasaurus face turn? Maybe. Not yet. They're hugging. What?
It could be. Well, it'll be down the road, but it could be turning towards that way.
Up next, Rob Van Dam and Hook, also known as RK Bro Jr. They are going to go up against 2.0, Coke and Diet Coke.
So it's going to be Ibushi, Jericho, and Omega.
Yes.
Versus Ospreay, Takeshita.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And Guevara.
There you go. I mean, when you want to bring in a guy like Osprey and put him in more 6-man matches and keep him fucking around with Jericho, that's a good idea.
Right, and Takeshita in 6-man matches, and Kenny in 6-man matches. Like, there's like 3 singles matches you could do right there.
Yep.
You could do, you could do Takeshita versus Ibushi. You could do Osprey versus Kenny 2, 3, maybe at this point. And then you could do Sammy and Jericho. You could have done it then, or do a rematch then. Add a fucking stipulation onto it.
Interesting. I mean, yeah,
have it be a Quasi leaves town match. I don't know.
Right. I like Osprey. I think he could be do something more exciting, more compelling. I like Kenny a lot, and Kenny's always in. I don't know if it's just him trying to preserve his career. And he's talked a lot about injuries. Is that why he's always in trios, always in tags? We don't get a lot of singles out of Kenny anymore.
But you could keep it to where it's so weird. Like, does he have dates that he has to make or anything like that? Especially as an EVP, I think you could do it to where he only wrestles a few times a year, but because then you get to see the best bout machine. You live off of that New Japan, your legacy that you've already put your body on the line for. You live off of that, and you can work a bit more of that. An MJF schedule until he turned babyface, a Roman Reigns type schedule of, every time Kenny has a match, it should feel like a big fucking deal.
Yeah, it really should. And I mean, I feel like you see Osprey, and I love the idea that he wants to fight Daniel Bryan, and kind of have that.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sign me up. Who is the best in the world? Kind of feel a big fight vibe. Like, that's the type of stuff I want to see for Will. And I know we can't always do it, but again, like going into All In, you did it completely backwards. And I want everyone to celebrate what Will Ospreay brings to the table. And it just kind of gets lost in this Jericho shit a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Anything gets lost in that shuffle. But Jason, shout out for the 79 likes. And I was going to mention or segue into, speaking of celebrating, we want to celebrate you. And speaking of matches going on at Wrestle Dream and everything like that, we got a way that you can win tickets so you can see all the matches that we're talking about. You can see, the awful Chris Jericho in a 6-man match.
Tell me more.
Right. You, sir, take over.
That's right, folks. You get a chance to win 2 tickets to Wrestle Dream. All you got to do is go to our Twitter, our X as it is now. Find the post, put the post out there with a GIF. Be sure to tag us as well. Make sure you get seen. On Wednesday, live stream for Dynamite, we're going to take all the people that are eligible to win. We're going to do a random draw, and that person will win 2 tickets to Wrestle Dream in Seattle, Washington. So make sure you get in there, go to our social, put that story out, share with the world, let everyone know. And even if you can't win them or you're geographically not able to, share the post so other people might be able to get in there and be a part of this awesome, the first time ever. It'll be the only first one ever, guys.
Right. What? Well, there was one that popped me here, a comment here. Yes, you could go see Takeshita the Vampire. Yes, with that leather jacket, he does look a little bit like a cross of Blade, or how much do clothes cost in the Matrix? Well, I've got Christian backstage cutting a promo right now.
Christian Cage will defend against Darby Allin.
Tonight?
I don't know.
Wrestle Dream? What?
Wrestle Dream, yeah.
Revolution? What? All in? What? All out? What?
So Darby fought Lucha, then Darby fought both of them. Now Darby's fighting Christian, and I almost feel like Darby has to get the belt at some point.
It feels like we're playing, 3-card Monty here of, where's the belt? Who's got the belt? Where is it? Let me know. Here we go. Topes, masks, dinosaurs. Who's got the belt now?
Right. But Hook is coming to the ring, which means one of a kind is about to join him.
Right. JV, well, speaking of one of a kind, JV out here saying Will Ospreay versus Ziggler. I'd be fine with it, actually.
Right. So imagine we get Hook, RVD, and Riddle as an all-time, like, just as a faction.
Oh. Nah, put Hook with Eddie Kingston. He doesn't need to be with the Stoner Club.
The
Gene
and Orange
Blaster.
Cassidy.
Oh yeah. Well, then you got to bring in the best friends, and just we get to
Right.
the giant group. It's going to be 2 out of 3 falls, is it? We must have talked over that.
Oh, between Christian and Darby?
I guess so.
There you go. There you go. I mean, that should be a good match. I'm okay with that booking. I mean, they've built towards it. And again, it feels like Darby's the underdog that keeps chasing, and Christian's the guy that just will not let him have it. So
Right.
here we go. But
And he paid up for Pantera again. Respect.
You think it costs much for Pantera's walk?
Probably.
No, how you think?
Honestly. Thing is, I think of honestly one of a kind more than I do with Pantera when it comes to RVD. Keep it a buck.
Yeah, it was funny because when we did the call out last time RVD came here, somebody online pointed out that I used the One of a Kind song. They're like, that's not the right song. And I'm like, I like it better. Leave me alone.
I mean, I like Pantera more as a song. I think more of that as being his theme song when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, I like it. The One of a Kind.
Right, but RVD here in his hometown of Battle Creek, Michigan. The only time I've ever heard of Battle Creek, Michigan is talking about RVD.
True story. But here comes
like a badass town name.
The Jericho Society, kinda. Did you hear the stories come out that Jake Hager's plan was to go back to WWE and beat Roman Reigns? Have you seen that?
No. You want to know why? Because that's a fucking delusional ass dream.
His dream.
I don't entertain ridiculousness.
His goal was to go to MMA, go undefeated, and then return to the WWE to take out Roman Reigns.
Sure, pal. Good on you. I mean, they always say dream big. That's a big dream to have. Wasn't going to happen, though, sadly.
MD, that's
now
awesome.
He's out here looking like fucking Florida's brother love.
RVD. All right, folks, next match, getting the ding ding. So let me know who you're taking and why is it RVD and Hook?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, RVD, the whole effing show. Rob Van Dam, 52 years old and looks good.
Well, no, you said looks great, sir. That's debatable. Good is, I would accept good. Great is debatable. Contested.
Yeah. I augmented.
Oh, yeah, RVD. Well, then JV out here with random Battle Creek, Michigan facts is where Kellogg's cereal is from.
Right on.
Never knew.
Home of the Rooster.
Pause. But I've got Daddy Magic, a.k.a. Coke, going on, taking on Hook right now in the ring. Are we good?
I got Hook. Yeah, I got Hook right now he's holding the arm lock. Takes a knee to the gut. Tag in.
Let me headlock on the ground here.
Tell me when you get the tag in, by Coke and Diet Coke.
Gotcha.
There we go.
I've got him. I've got Hook with a side body takeover. Now got an arm lock going on, so I'm still not at the tag yet.
Dun, 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 dun,
the white pants for the win, says
wow. All right.
Now I got Diet Coke tagged in.
There we go. Hook with the going right back to the arm, reaching for a tag of his own.
And Jay with the tie up there on Hook, but PCO dethroned Roman.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, there's the whole talk. We'll have to talk about that on the next commercial.
Yeah,
because I know Luna's going to be heartbroken. I feel.
Listen, I'm a giant fan of PCO for sure. I mean, a lot of people think it might open up an avenue back to Ring of Honor, but I don't know. I mean,
tagging RVD.
It's interesting. But yeah, RVD rolling now, but he gets knocked down right away. Coke taking it to him.
I literally haven't touched anything.
It's the weirdest thing.
Right. I've got the arm drag by RVD. Diet Coke with the attack on RVD. Daddy Magic for the win, says Chris. Justin, I'm not going to touch your comment. Pause. Ospreay should be the one to retire. Danielson?
Donaldson, you're down.
Right.
Oh, the everyone's regrouping on the outside. RVD off the ropes. Oh, everybody scatters.
Chris taking Andrade for the win.
Yeah, there you go. We all win because Andrade's here.
Who's higher right now, RVD or unemployed Riddle? Can I throw my hat into the mix?
I was gonna say us.
We're on strictly vitamins. Did you? So
what?
I was about to have RVD go flying, but did you see everybody that's saying that they man, damn, but that
You're like
Riddle got? Yeah, I know, and I can't. It's frustrating, but I get it. But to where they thought that Dana was responsible for Riddle getting fired now because of the merger, because of everything that he said when he worked for the UFC.
Yeah, no, again, we talked about this last night. I for those who are posting it as like, oh, funny conspiracy theory, it's adorable. Those who are posting it like they believe it, just rattle your head a little.
Go touch grass, to quote CM Punk. Well, then again, if I say that, you probably won't like that either because you're probably that type of person. So go touch grass.
Right. RVD. There we go. Right now, I got Coke's in control of Hook.
I have picture in picture. Sorry. And I've got Hook coming in, getting into the ring. I got the comments down.
A pace?
We did a dance off from Daniel Garcia and Fandango at some point. Of Dirty Dango. Whoa. No, we need a dance off between Eric Bischoff doing the Prince Nana dance and Tony Khan doing the Daniel Garcia.
There you go. There's the money.
That's the dance off.
That's the money.
Right. First you get the dancing, then you get the money, then you get the power.
Grass is gross. Yeah, that's funny as hell. Commercial. I don't get commercials, which is good. Big drop.
I like MD though. His comment before that saying, "Where's Curtis?" By the way, of our over under on commercial breaks.
Right.
But, we need our bookie. But I like MD there saying, I was gonna say I'm higher than RVD right now.
Right. Everybody like thought it at the same time of like, wait a minute.
Interesting.
I know I'm too high to, do a tope.
That is true. Well, there's multiple reasons why I can't do a tope, but you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. Orton's plans definitely changed now since Riddle is gone. Yeah, no more RK Bro. The ways of RK Bro are gone.
I argue this might be for the better.
I saw people saying that Randy's going to show up at TV and he's going to look like Will showing up at the end of the Fresh Prince.
I saw that.
Just it's empty house.
Yeah, that made me chuckle. But I mean, dude, you know what? Randy Orton making a comeback and getting involved with Riddle, great. I mean, they were good together. They eventually sold me on the whole concept. But Randy coming back and like mashing up a Cody or mashing up somebody of note, that's kind of where my money's at. Now that Riddle's gone, maybe they have to push him towards even an LA Knight, like somebody of name value.
LA Knight's not a bad shout. I feel like not too many people have mentioned that. I think because they forget he's a free agent. Then again, the fucking draft doesn't matter. I think the him versus Cody isn't a bad shout at all. I think also a lot of people probably feel that because Cody's pretty much rudderless at this point. He's going nowhere fast. He's just become the hip hop hype and dance man for WWE.
Wow, big suplex by Hook. Both Coke and Diet Coke down. RVD calling for the tag.
AB, what up? I'm getting the suplex now, I feel. I'll just let you call the action. I'll get the comments. Thank God for no more RK Bro. I liked RK Bro.
When they initially put them together, I was like, really? Because, I mean, I hold Randy Orton in such a high regard. I was kind of like, him fucking with Riddle, I don't know. But eventually they got over as the odd couple. You got RVD in the ring?
No.
What
the? Van Dam, John, what up? Saying Van Dam and Hook for the win. I don't know why I was initially going into like Jean-Claude Van Damme there. I got spinning wheel kick from RVD. I got him as the only man up right now. Rolling Thunder.
Okay.
He just might have fucked his ankle up and hitting the bottom rope.
You see him kind of looking around on his knees there for a second. Jake Hager into the ring on my feed.
Fair enough. Orton versus Cross. Well, no. they're setting up. That's not a bad shot. I think those two would work better together than going at it. And they were teasing, as you pointed out, even last night when we were live, they're teasing Cross Cena.
Yeah, which surprises me a little bit.
If there's a guy that's going to get Cross out of this fucking rut that he's been in since he was in NXT and Adam Cole cut that promo on him, they gave you the girl, they gave you the music. You know what they have to do to get Adam Cole over? Ring the bell. I've got the Kata Hajime.
1, 2, 3.
I can't miss the Kata Hajime.
No, I got the W as RVD gets the pin. I do not know.
Everybody stands up as RVD with a 5-star frog splash.
There we go.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know. See if that helps.
Gotta go.
Orton versus Judgment Arc. Now, LOL, nothing RK Bros.
Well, no, now we're getting the tease. Did you see, as we've got Hook and RVD celebrating, did you see that Jey Uso was halfway teasing, mommy wanting to be with, main event Jey Uso instead of being with Dirty Dom? So I think we're getting Jey Uso involved with the Judgment Day, which is an angle I never thought they would do.
No, and I still don't think, I think it's kind of going to be that we won't, leading us down like maybe he could, maybe he could, maybe he could. Oh, no, he didn't.
Right.
That's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong, but I can't imagine Jey Uso in the Judgment Day. Why not just stay with the fucking bloodline?
Stan Marsh joining the Goth Kids in South Park.
Yeah, right?
Samoan.
Right? You're not wrong.
You guys are more exciting than Notre Dame versus Ohio State game. Well, we tend to be. Sometimes we've been exciting more than the wrestling that's even on.
A lot of times, actually.
Oh, well, I was going to say, if there's Kevin Patrick on your screen or a Byron Saxton or an Excalibur on your screen, we tend to be way more excited than that.
Right. No, I completely agree, sir. The wrestling
B is for Banana and Big Nick. Why are you thinking about my banana, sir? Pause.
There's something going on.
You can have that. No. Pause.
You cannot have that.
You cannot have that. That is what I'm at.
I know RVD is old, but he definitely looks a big step slower. That was easy for me to read. Yeah, I mean, he's 52. He's a bit bigger than he used to be. Yeah.
I bet you he'd admit that he's a step slower.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's like, I'm having the best matches of my career.
Having a revival.
Fucking hell.
As I'm getting a replay of Eddie beating Claudio from this Wednesday, and Tony knows how to give me a good birthday present. Pause. And this one didn't have to come from the border. But have you seen how Eddie's now had to step away of taking independent bookings because now he's double champ and he's been, I guess, dealing with also a back injury.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense. And dude, I think part of it is I always felt like I find it surprising how many AEW stars still do independent bookings when I think that company, like we talked about it with Moxley having to dial back. Like, here's your AEW champion, risking it all a couple days before a pay-per-view in a death match,
Right.
You got to be.
By the way, again, reminder, we are giving away tickets to Wrestle Dream as we're going to get Eddie Kingston versus Shibata. And I don't know if it's a both championship match or just for a Ring of Honor World Championship match, but that's a hell of a match.
That was quite the reaction.
Well, I'm already excited. Well, I was going to say, I feel bad, though, talking about the Eddie Kingston thing. I feel bad that there are some companies that literally found out like today, as we all did when he posted that. And he was booked like this week for them, like the next day or like tomorrow. And
that's a bit of a rough show.
That he's not going to show up.
Yeah.
That's where you get some people put in a rough spot. But that's the thing, like you were saying, to tie it all around, is that so many top guys, especially even in AEW, also still take independent bookings, also go and are working Pro Wrestling Revolver, or working GCW, or working, this company and that company, while still having 3 shows that they appear on.
Yeah, I mean, again, and I really do believe that one of the things you need from your talent is consistency, is reps. We even talked about Britt Baker, where we're like, what went wrong with Britt? And again, if she's only wrestling once in a blue moon, also doing her side gigs or side hustle, again, it kind of takes away from that. Like, we're all united, we're all here, this is our ship. And it does stop it from, at times in my head, like, you've made it, right? You made it, but you still got one foot back in this other world. It's just interesting. And I know there's some people out there that think, well, they should be able to do whatever they want, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no. I'm torn.
Well, and it does even go, and still, again, it just becomes, just to go on a halfway tangent here, of how to see Eddie go from where he was almost going to be done with wrestling, then AEW kicked off, and now he's gotten to the points where he's living, I would hopefully want to say, his best life. But that goes to your point of, at this point, it should be kind of one of those you made it kind of moments. You don't need to keep doing the independent bookings. If you want to do it, great. But keep in mind that might prevent you from how you get booked on AEW, because if you get hurt on an independent show, then you can't work AEW shows.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I struggle, right? Like, I think a bit of it, and I mean, here's the thing for right now with Eddie. Like, I hope they have a plan for Eddie Kingston, because I think he needs to be on Dynamite more. He's one of your most authentic, if not your most authentic pro wrestler.
He needs to be on Collision.
Either one. He needs to be on those main shows consistently. You keep in mind, Ring of Honor is behind a paywall. Not a lot of people want to pay for it because it slipped in its quality over the last month, 2 months, I think. That's unfortunate. Like, yes, he's got the Ring of Honor title. That's great for Eddie, but I would love more for him.
Oh, absolutely. To me, everybody, if you're new here, you'll learn now. If you're here for a hot minute, you already know I am a diehard 100% Eddie Kingston fan. The more I can get him on my screen, the better. I just suggested him being on Collision because I feel like that's more of the wrestling show. Like, I'd want him. Yes, I know, as much as he doesn't like
do you still feel that way?
As I say that, as I have the Dark Order on my screen, and just the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Fucking hell.
But I do you not kind of like this? We're getting back to that the vignettes and everything. Like, you need order, you need structure. We're getting back a little bit to that, I feel.
A little bit. A little
bit.
Now
hinge.
We got the Kingdom, who, again, I'm a little disappointed that they're not the number one contenders at this point for the Ring of Honor titles.
Right. Yeah, because even at Wrestle Dream, we're getting Better Than You, Baby versus The Righteous.
Yeah, again, and we got Better Than You, Baby against Aussie Open, which, I mean, in my humble opinion, Aussie Open should have kept the Ring of Honor titles and had a match with somebody else. Better Than You, Baby could have had a tag match against the Kingdom, because they have an ongoing story conflict with the Kingdom. And then that brings them all together. And then you still have the other angle with Roddy to figure out. It might have helped, but instead they keep fighting other people. Samoa Joe, The Righteous, Aussie Open. Why don't we fight with the people that we're in a storyline with?
Right. Sorry, as I've got Mike Kanellis cutting a promo saying next Saturday he's going to be dishing out pile drivers.
Dun.
I like Keyshawn. Excalibur just cut a promo because Todd's asking, who's the feed-looking guy? Who's that fella with the mask? That would be Evil Uno.
Yeah, that's Evil Uno. All French-Canadian of them.
He is French-Canadian? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that part of why you hate the Dark Orders that much? Is because of the Canadianisms?
My Anglo-Franco rivalry.
Right, you're like, again. Fuck you Quebecer.
Pretty much, right?
No, I mean, the Dark Order off my screen.
I liked the Super Smash Brothers, especially when they're like the Canadian Independents. They did some shit that I thought was a little different. Again, a little too far at times, but nonetheless,
you could hit the pause button on this man's trunks, and he would literally pause,
rewind. But we are getting Julia Hart coming out here.
Not
out
our
here.
pause, but yeah.
But yeah, man. Again, I just still think they've been too slapsticky, too goofy, too stupid, too long.
Fair enough. And to go back to what we're watching right now. I'm becoming a big fan of Julia Hart, at least in ring wise, of the fucking presentation that they're starting to give her and everything. She seemed initially like this side, I hate to put it this way, but a side chick, just kind of upholstery on the wall there, just fucking window dressing. But she's really kind of coming to her own with this, and apparently they realized them AEW and now with WWE with them teasing Alba Fire and Isla Dawn coming back. Now we've just all realized that hey, it's almost October, it's spooky season, so let's bring back the spooky season. Yeah, bring out the spooky chicks.
Right, we might actually get an Abaddon fucking match.
Well, this would be the one time of the year we'll get it.
That's probably I fact checkers out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was 2 Halloweens ago was the last match we saw with Abaddon because it didn't happen last year.
And I hate that.
Yeah, and I think she's great.
One of the most underrated talents that they have on the roster, I'll say that.
Well, again, because for me, like Julia Hart, Toni Storm, like some of these women are developing personalities. They're not just lady wrestlers. They're somebody. They have a uniqueness to them. Now, speaking of that, Kiera Hogan is talented as shit. And I'd love to see her more.
Well, this is when it gets into that difference of personality versus really good kind of in-ring wrestler or independent wrestler, because that's a little bit how Kiera Hogan is. She had a huge personality and impact. It's been muddled and watered down in AEW. But what I would say, she's obviously better in-ring than Julia Hart, but Julia Hart has more of the personality, the booking behind her right now. Pause.
Right.
But so who you taking, sir?
I'm gonna go Julia Hart. She seems to be having all of a sudden found some quick momentum.
Son of a bitch! You would. I knew once I gave you the first pick.
Come to the dark side. Come to the dark side.
I would have picked that, but I just want to be difficult, and especially because I seem to keep ending up a day late and $1 short on the match, so I might as well at least be surprised if I get it right. So I'll take Kiera Hogan to win. Then again, if you're the replacement in this match, I feel like Julia Hart was built to win this match regardless.
But I mean, on your birthday week, you deserve some cake, and yeah, you got a good pick.
Love me some chocolate cake. Wow.
Happy birthday, homie.
You didn't realize what I slept through.
AEW should be paying them enough to just wrestle right. I agree. Like if I was Tony Khan, I would want them focused. I would want them eat, sleep, breathe AEW. Right? Not your side projects. Yeah, you can have a Twitch. You can do other outlets. You have your days off because they don't work a lot of days.
Well, they don't work a lot of days, and maybe we've cracked the code of how Tony really has like 75,000 people on his fucking roster. It's because half of them still just work independent dates, and he pays them by appearance, and they haven't gotten a check in God knows how long.
Well, keep in mind, like, imagine the people who signed a contract and they're getting a monthly, bi-weekly paycheck.
Brock Anderson is still employed by
right?
AEW.
Exactly. So you're out hanging out with your independent buddies doing these shows. You can even tell the local promoters, you know what? I don't need a big, I'll take a little bit less to come out because you're my buddy or whatever. Because every week you're hanging out doing nothing, cashing these fucking Tony checks. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Do you think it's that, or do you think that's why they take the bookings is because Tony ain't fully cha-ching, cha-ching? No, if it is cha-ching, you got a lot of people towards the top that are paid quite handsomely. And then you have a good chunk that are your darks, your Ring of Honors, your
for those,
that you're, thanks for coming. You can say you were on AEW Dark Elevation as you do an independent booking, and that's how you get yourself a little bit more out of that booker because you ain't getting it from TK.
Well, the one thing that has happened is they have pushed. Oh, wait a minute. Who the? It's Brody King.
Who is that handsome dressed man beside him?
Brody King looking like $1 million.
As I've got Julia Hart with a yeah, Hogan taps.
Okay, you finally got there. So Brody King comes in the ring. She's going to stretch her again.
Oh.
I'm paused. I'm waiting for you to get here. I don't know what happens, why we're doing this all night, but
I'm going to just try and see if I can get...
Here comes Sky Blue!
The wagon!
See, this is a good rivalry to have because it's two young and up-and-coming talents.
Yeah, if you had an NXT, this would be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
This looks like
NXT. She missed her. Sky Blue gets misted.
The mist.
Who's this fiend-looking guy? I like that. Kiera Hogan, respectfully. Brody's got a mic. Sky Blue looking like a Smurf.
I still haven't even gotten her misted yet.
Son of a bitch.
I just went to the other option because I'm like, hopefully at least that'll stay consistent. Now I got the mist. Wait, but that's... We have to... Now I need to find my mist reference chart here from going from Asta and everything. I will find that here as you talk amongst the people.
Yeah. And Gilly's got a good point. Just like Roman. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Like that, that light schedule, that Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns schedule. I agree, and I do think that the wrestlers who love wrestling take a lot of independent bookings because they just want to wrestle. But I think like we saw Jeff Hardy do one. Like, he's getting, like, they have guaranteed money from Tony. There's no way they're on an appearance, anything. So it's interesting that people, do take the indie bookings, but at the same time, you're double dipping. It's lovely. You're making bank.
Right. So I have my missed reference chart here.
Oh, you got one.
I did green, the commonly used mist, which is said to obstruct the opponent's vision. I think they all do that. Red, usually. Quite often used and is said to burn the eyes, used by Gangrel, which is known as blood mist. Yeah, that was the red viscous liquid. If you worked for
that wasn't green, that was red.
Or that's why I said red.
Okay.
There's multiple colors.
I'm trying to follow.
Black said to blind the opponent for several weeks. Tajiri used this on Nydia. Or you're like that dinosaur from Jurassic Park that did it on Newman.
Quick side note, we're getting another package from the Righteous, and I have to say this is one of my favorite things going right now in AEW. I'm a big fan of the Righteous. I'm mad they didn't lock on with the WWE. They would have been amazing with Bray Wyatt. Amazing. Could you imagine the Righteous working with Bray Wyatt and potentially an Eric Young involved in it? Like, Jesus.
I'm going to just say this, and I think that's even part of what makes the loss of Wyndham hurt that much more, is because there was so much potential for that.
Yeah.
Like, there was so much there that we're never going to get to see play out, or even have, say, even if we never got out on the screen, but to hear him talk about it, say, if he was in his 60s or something like that, like a Taker or fucking Flair or something, on a promo, on a podcast with fucking why did I just blank on his fucking name there? The one that does the podcast with Jeff Jarrett, fucking Eric Bischoff there, Conrad Thompson. There we go. Thank you.
I was like, wait, what?
Everything that, what could have, should have, would have been, and everything like that. To hear all that potential, it's all gone. It's all now just fantasy booking.
Yeah, that's the heartbreaking part of it all. But folks, right now we got, who do we got?
That whole thing right there, 100%.
Switchblade.
Like something that would have been worked perfectly with Wyndham.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, it would be like such a great meeting of the minds, Nick. Like Bray, Eric Young, Vincent, Dutch, like the creepy storytelling.
Dutch could have been the good version, essentially, of Bray Wyatt, of how Bray always came out and everything was very dark, but he still had that cult leader talk and everything. That's very much how Dutch is, to an extent. So I got the Bang Gang coming out right now. Sorry.
Dutch is doing Joe Gacy better than Joe Gacy.
Well, Joe Gacy's doing Bray Wyatt. So
yeah, fair enough. Looking forward to seeing what CJ can do in AEW. Jason, I'm not sure. I mean, it's been a weird introduction.
Oh, that's not the CJ we were talking about. I was about to say, on a side note, am I the only one that instantly, once Quincy Elliott got released, sent that directly to our buddy CJ? Of like, look, your brother got released.
I thought it. I didn't send it.
I sent it right to him. That first thing, and he even responded back
Yeah.
with my brother.
Fucking hell. Yeah, Quincy Elliott. We
When
never
I
knew
saw
yet.
that was one of those. It was like to be expected. To be expected.
Well, again, the last time we saw Quincy, he was using a boob to knock a man out. So we figured that probably wasn't going to stick.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, he would have been great with metaphor, I feel. Out
Right.
there, just with the lipstick looking like a space alien and everything else. The Bang Bang Gang, yes, is I've got Andre El Idolo coming out
Right.
right now.
Yeah, we're getting the next match, folks. Get your predictions in. This one's going to be good. I mean, I'm looking forward. I'm a big fan of both these guys. This should be a great match.
Absolutely. As KJ is going to take a pause for the cause. So hopefully I'm at least synced up with y'all. Because me and him apparently this cross country thing is just getting thrown off tonight on a Saturday. But I've got Andrade coming out right now. Just took the mask off as we've got the rest of the Bang Bang Gang on. Are they on commentary? No, they at least put Cardboard Jay White on commentary there. But so let me know who you're taking for this match. I almost want to take Andrade here. I know they're bigging up right now how it's Hispanic Heritage Month. So if Andrade wins, they have to start bringing over like Roosh and Preston Vance and Drew Listico and all of that. They need to give him a faction to go against. And would that be really interesting? Honestly, that really just dawned on me here as we've got Bang Bang, Ding Ding, Idolo, Andrade, Switchblade for the win. Alexis, I'll give you that. I can still see where Jay White could win. I'm taking Andrade, but I was just about to say this is so weird because if you look at New Japan, you have Los Ingobernables de Japan, which is the New Japan version of Los Ingobernables, which is what Andrade started in CMLL, if I'm remembering my fucking lucha history right here. If I'm wrong, don't come at me. It's either CMLL or AAA. And then obviously you had Bullet Club, which started in New Japan, and now you've got Bullet Club Gold, which is, a iteration of an iteration of an iteration of Bullet Club to an extent. That's now a branch of a branch of a branch in AEW. And we've got Andrade that's kind of halfway doing a newer version, or at least was doing a newer version of Los Ingobernables in the AEW. So it's weird how essentially the two factions in two different ways have managed to like battle each other over two different promotions. Sorry, just my wrestling nerd was showing there a little bit. But I've got Jay White with a headlock takedown right now. Am I wrong in saying that Juice Robinson's the most over man in this whole faction of the Bang Bang Gang? And I just keep calling him that because it's so fun to say. Los Ingobernables, the Ungovernables. Yes, they were essentially, I believe, CMLLs. Again, like I said, if I'm wrong, don't at me. I'm live on vitamins, so if I was madly close. But yeah, they were pretty much CMLL's version of the Bullet Club. That's why it's so funny. Like, think about it now. Jay White's wrestled Andrade, the original leader of Los Ingobernables, and has also wrestled, I want to say I won't correct on this, of Tetsuya Naito, who was the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japan. So he's wrestled both leaders of the same faction, just different versions. It's like wrestling, I guess, Hulk Hogan. And was Jim Norton the leader of NWO Japan when that was a thing? Facts, Juice is the most over. Fair enough. He does look a little bit like if Animal from the from the Muppets, and for those of a certain vintage who remember like the Honeycombs mascot there that just looked like a giant fucking puffed up fucking chihuahua or something. Just if they were a human being. Oh, springboard drop kick from Andrade on a J, knocking him on the outside as all of the Bullet Club gold comes out to hey ref, get him out of here. So they're all making sure that Jay is okay. The Elite didn't talk about their past affiliation. Feels like the Bullet Club should have a bigger impact on AEW. Well, I wonder. Well, I could go into the whole thing about how I feel like the Elite joining the Bullet Club was the best and worst thing for the Bullet Club, and 100% the best thing for the Elite. We wouldn't have gotten the Elite if it wasn't for that. They wouldn't be as big. I can tell you that. But I wonder if it also has to do a bit because it's probably got to be a New Japan trademark. So that's why I think they go more with like the Bang Bang Gang, and shows you that New Japan is more willing to work with Impact Impact changed it to the ABC. So yeah, New Japan just being super stringent on you're not going to use our trademarks on your shows. Andrade mid-row. Oh, it's a chop from Jay White. Juice is Donnie from the Wild Thornberries. Yeah. I'm not even going to try and attempt that right now. What a great match. Everybody is doing a hell of a job. Justin, everybody's happy right now, I guess. As Andrade is out there, as I've got Juice strutting and thrusting on him, as we've got Colton and Austin gone, and they've gotten over with me big time. They've become one of my favorite tag teams, at least in AEW, if not in pro wrestling, ever since, granted, they came out to the Many Men song. But I think, and I'll say this out loud, AEW Collision has not fallen off as much as I thought it would since Punk has left the company. I didn't say it hasn't fallen off. I'm saying it hasn't fallen off as much as I thought it would, because we all thought it was going to get driven off a fucking cliff. I would still say it is significantly better than Rampage. That's not a hard hill to get over. I'm saying this as we're in picture, at least I am. But to me, you still have FTR there. You still have Danielson's becoming more of a focus on it. You still are using it for Andrade, Miro, Hobbs, Starks. You're still using it for the Bang Bang Gang. You're still using it. There's still enough. It was set up well enough that the structural integrity of it is enough that as long as you just don't go full con with it, it can still be your probably best in-ring show of the week, I would say. Justin's hyped about Juice. DDT used to be a closing move. Yeah, then again, also sounded like a fucking snapmare takeover and shit. Or, like in the case of Hogan, a big boot and a leg drop. Jay White for the win, says John. I was huge on the Cheek Boys. I'm surprised. I literally held up, JV, because I'm surprised you said that non-offensively.
Speaking of non-offensive, yeah. I don't know about that.
Let's be honest. If there's a race between you or I, who's probably more offensive, I think I got that.
On some days, for sure. It's all you, Nick. I bet you think this song is about you.
All right, it wasn't that. Okay. You can have that. Not even what I'm at. Fine. You want to be the offensive guy? You can have that.
I remember seeing a back suplex would end a effing match. Yeah, I mean, things have definitely evolved. And again, I think certain things are sacred. I get mad about the a tombstone being used as a transition move. I don't love wrestlers getting hit with 6 finishers and then, battling through them. But at the same time, I think finishers should be sacred. But they definitely have improved. Yo, I was watching some old Hulk Hogan clips today, randomly. Came up on my feed. And watching this man in New Japan do top toe holds and fucking arm drags and over unders. I was like fucking super impressed with old Hogan. Vince McMahon ruined him.
The first and last time he actually wrestled well.
I feel like McMahon ruined him. The WWF system. Like as a wrestler, as an in-ring guy, he could have done more, but he didn't have to.
Fair enough. I mean, I'll give you that.
He's like, listen, you only need 4 moves.
I mean, you got the 5 moves of doom, my guy. Right? That's all you need to hit.
But big chops back and forth at the moment.
I have Jay White picking up Andrade after he kicked his leg out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Bonkers, you're right. Jake the Snake DDT was a finisher move, but not anymore. But yeah, I mean, here, one of my favorite stories, I believe it might have been Ricky Steamboat takes the DDT and Jake's down, and I think the Snake was actually wrapping up Jake, and Ricky wouldn't help him because he was selling the DDT. So like,
oh Jesus,
he was having a bad day at work, but they sold it, right? Like he stayed down, like he didn't give a fuck. Like, Jake, you might die. I gotta sell your move, buddy.
Well, that's a whole different discussion when it comes to selling moves and everything. Joe saying Bullet Club versus Gorillas of Destiny. Well, they got to make it over here first.
Oh, Dragon Screw. Wow, big one by Jay.
Here's what I should have said when you came back. Speaking of
Andrade.
I've got chops. I've now got the chop spot going back and forth. Is there a spot you got going that
Mustafa Ali
mentioned? Yep, that's a person.
What about him?
What about us?
It's funny because I find, like, with Mustafa and that, they're like, man, he could have a rematch with Buddy Murphy. And then what?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, yeah, we can, okay, we can book 1 or 2 matches that sound great, but what's your bigger plan other than let's get somebody in here? Oh, wait. Andrade with a huge moonsault on the Bullet Club. Good match. We're rolling. The crowd's happy. I like it.
I've got Andrade firing up right now after Kip Up.
Right. It's happening in Japan tomorrow, bro. It's going down.
Okay. I thought we were talking about in AEW.
Oh. Lands the moonsault.
Now I got the moonsault. Yeah, man just literally landed on his feet like clean.
Yeah, and then he goes in the ring.
Olympic diver.
He goes in the ring and does 2 more. I wish I could find a way.
Holy, as is the chant we're getting.
Well, look at the Frankensteiner. It was such an epic move. Now everybody is doing it, and it's calling it something stupid. I mean, it's the same thing as the Canadian Destroyer, the DDT, the super kick. I remember Michaels was the only guy who was throwing consistent super kicks, and he got it over.
Two go.
Now you get, like, what did we get? Like 7 last night in the, in one,
Well, it's all the thigh slap. The Frankensteiner, I don't think it's used as much. It's the Canadian Destroyer. The big thing that pissed me off with the Canadian Destroyer, and I feel like it's like a once a decade thing. When OC and Penta just continuously hit the Canadian Destroyer at each other and just no one would sell anything. Mm-hmm. I was like, you have buried this move beyond belief.
Great match, guys. This is a really good match. And I heard you talking about, has Collision changed with the absence of Punk? The only thing for me that's real different about the show that has changed any perception is the inclusion of people. We weren't seeing the Dark Order. We weren't seeing the Young Bucks. We weren't seeing Hangman on Collision. So I don't necessarily love some of that stuff, but the The Bullet Club solid. Andrade, like we're getting a great match here. So I mean, I think the bones of it are holding strong. Huge year
If
in audience.
they're ranking out of the 3 AW shows, not including Ring of Honor, which out of the 3 would you like? In what order do you rank them as ones that you want to tune in and watch?
I still think right now, overall, it's Collision, Dynamite, Rampage. Rampage is
fair
there.
enough. I agree with that 100.
Yeah, it hasn't dipped enough. I mean, and I don't like. I thought Rampage was good this week. Obviously, a big show for them. But again, I think there's just still a lot of elements of like a match like this on Dynamite would go a long way.
But I feel like it's almost the difference of how you get a different vibe on Monday Night Raw and you get a different vibe on Friday Night SmackDown.
A little bit.
Since they air their shows on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Like,
wow,
I think a Texas Death Match on Dynamite is going to come off differently than it is on Collision. And I think it's going to come off more negatively on Collision than it is on Dynamite than it is on Collision.
Yeah, I think for me it's just odd when, like, to me, I get your point with the WWE, so it does lend well. Yeah, I just want that flagship show for AEW to be a little stronger, a little less all over the place.
Oh, spinning back elbow. 1
into the 2. Wow, that's where you are.
2 count 2. And that was so good. The fucking boot, right? And he just slides it like.
Yep. Step through, gets a near fall, Nick. It's beautiful. Bang. Big knees in the corner. She's already a member.
Seeing this doesn't it make you imagine of what Andrade would be like right now in the WWE, say going against Gunther for the IC belt right now, or he's involved and he's going after Ray and Escobar and working through that for the US belt.
I was a fan of Andrade before he got to the WWE. By the way, Juice throwing Jay's foot up on the rope to save the match for his buddy. I don't know.
Hammer out DDT. Oh. 1, 2. Now I got the boot on the rope.
There you go. There you go. Now I'm getting the roll up. Sorry, setting up the figure 8. I don't think they're gonna let him get the tap out. I think someone's gonna screw him.
There's enough people at ringside that it comes down to when it gets weird of, well, if you're the heel champion, why not interfere and just you never lose a match? But sorry, you were talking about how you were a fan of Andrade before you went to WWE.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, we got the figure 8 on Nick, and we got the ref distraction, and there he goes. Juice taking it out. You're about to get it.
The Juice and not the Juventud Guerrero.
Ollie next Impact. I mean, it's tough for Ollie because it's not instantaneous. Like Ollie against Moose, Ollie against Josh Alexander, Ollie against Macklin. Those are all guys
shows up and cuts the line.
Who?
Ziggler shows up and cuts the line.
I mean, Ziggler works well. And
now I got the picture framed.
There you go. And now you know where this is heading as Jay White picks up the win. Again, I feel like we need this Los Ingobernables to come to fruition. We thought we were getting it with the House of Black. It didn't happen. Now we need friends to take on the Bullet Club. They're running amok.
Well, that's what I think. I think I like that. If you got that as this is faction on faction, and this is where we go with this on Collision, I've got a reason to tune in Collision now.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's not CMFTR.
They're not done. And going back to Andrade, man, I mean, I thought he was great. I really did. I thought him and Zelina Vega had something real special. She was a wicked heater for him. And he had really good like Andrade Gargano. Go back and watch those NXT matches, guys. Like they tore it down. And even when Andrade beat McIntyre, and it was a bit of a shock, he was a good champion. Another guy that has transitioned to WWE main roster didn't work. Thank you, Vince, I imagine. But at the end of the day, I think that seeing him in this type of match with a guy like Jay White is beautiful.
Right. Well, speaking of tearing things down, I'm going to
tear my
system down so I can figure this out.
Do you see Fox trying to reacquire SmackDown rights again? Maybe not. I mean, once they're locked in, I mean, it's It's a multi-year deal. So it won't be for quite a while. I mean, the ironic part would be if they go after now they got NFL, so they're not going to touch Mondays, but imagine Fox buys the rights to Raw and moves it to another day. Lots of talk about Raw potentially going to Tuesdays. I still struggle to believe it just because Raw has been on Monday nights for as long as I can remember. Like, I mean, we're going back, 30 years, right? So that's crazy to the idea that it's not there. We also didn't think we'd see a world where Vince McMahon hands over a lot of the control of his company. So, I mean, could Raw move to a Tuesday, NXT move to Wednesday? Some people said maybe SmackDown moves to Thursdays and they just run right through the middle of the week. I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting, but I mean, I think Fox it depends. What is the world going to be like in a few years? What is maybe will Fox be signing any, TV rights? Will everything be 100% streaming at that point? We don't know what the future holds, but things are changing extremely fast. So again, if the market was right and the times were it made sense, yeah, they'd probably try. But the WWE endeavor is always going to take the best deal possible, and they showed it here going back to USA. Good match, yes, that was a great match. I really, really enjoyed Andrade. I mean, the screw job finish, the Bullet Club getting involved, perfect. As we're in a commercial break, folks, I will remind everybody out there, we are back tomorrow. Luna Havoc and Ringsider Anthony are going to give you guys a watch along, a rewatch, if you will, of Monsters Ball from 2006, a banger with Spike Dudley, Raven. Who else is in that one? Abyss, I believe. Why is my memory lapsing at the moment? But Abyss and Samoa Joe. That's the name I forgot. So they will be here for that. Then we're back on Monday for our live stream, 3.5 hours plus for Monday Night Raw. And then we go through a whole new wrestling week. Now, remember, this week coming up, we go 7 days straight again. Yes, this channel does watch more wrestling than anybody else. As we get Wrestle Dream and No Mercy on the same weekend. I will remind everybody, you do have a chance to win 2 tickets from the Wrestling for Life Network, thanks to our buddy Matt Finney out there. A generous donation, and we are giving away 2 tickets to Wrestle Dream. All you got to do is go to our Twitter, our X, and find the post. Put it out there with a gift of who is your wrestling dream, as far as who do you want to see at Wrestle Dream, and put it out there. Tag us, share it, let people know, give them a chance to win. It's going to be a crazy card. It is filling up as we speak. So make sure you do not miss your chance to get your 2 tickets to Wrestle Dream. And as soon as I find the button, I'll get rid of that. Ooh, there we go. But we're coming back out of the commercial break. What else do we got in this chat here tonight? Keep it coming, folks. We are rolling along. And if you haven't got in this chat yet, don't be shy. Say hi, drop an emoji, drop a super chat, drop a super sticker in case we miss you. I saw with NBC, they will have 4 premium events on NBC. Yeah, that's part of the deal, apparently. I like this. I love it. I know Nick's talked about bringing back old, like, Saturday main events and big kind of one-offs. I like the idea. It's fun. Again, more content, more opportunity for the WWE to be out there. Tony's done it with TNT as far as, like, Battle of the Belts and such. Hopefully these shows have a little more snap to it, a little more zing to it than what we get with Battle of the Belts. But again, it's more wrestling. It's more content to take in. If you're a wrestling fan, it is a good time. And speaking of good time, we got Shane Taylor in the back. And I like we're getting a little bit more Shane Taylor each week. Again, this is good. Andrade has a match every few weeks with no storyline. Well, the interesting part with that bash is I felt like they were giving him a storyline. Like he was going back and forth. We never got the payoff. We never got Malachi Black and Andrade. We never got, Andrade with some support against the House of Black. That story just went away, and then House of Black lost the belts to someone else. Like, it didn't make any sense. So it's been unfortunate. I think he's talented. I'd like to see him used more consistently. Like, he just got beat up by the Bullet Club. Next week, you have a chance to respond in some way, shape, or form. As I have Aussie Open. And we're getting a replay of past times where Aussie Open and FTR have crossed paths. So your number one contenders, as they come out to commentary, Big Dog Inc. Well, ain't WWE now TKO, so technically it's true. I don't know what Big Dog said. Who cares what social media says? They're all higher than any of us anyway. There you go. There you go. There you go. Lots of people in social media saying WWE is dead. Yeah, they'd be called dumb. You got to remember, that audience is about 7% of the actual audience. And again, anybody saying the WWE is dead isn't paying attention to what's happening. I will remind everybody, just to the point, literally 2023 has been an outstanding year for the WWE. Outstanding year for the WWE. And they kick off 2024 with 3 stadium shows. They just signed a $1.4 billion TV deal that kicks in October 2024. Where's the death? Because if they're dying, I hope I die with such, such over-the-top accomplishments on the way out. They are far from death. They are far from knocking on heaven's door. They are not in any way, shape, or form struggling. The creative's been good. The shows have been good. The diehard WWE fans are really happy with the product. Some of the, maybe the lesser fans aren't thrilled with some of the booking. You got John Cena in the mix. You might have Roman Reigns. The Rock back in the mix with Roman Reigns. You're about to do WrestleMania 40. The company is doing well. And now under the Endeavor umbrella, like Big Dog said, who cares what the social media folks say? A lot of it's trolling. A lot of it's hate. A lot of it's grandeur. And we see it all the time. That's why we do what we do here. We try and call it down the middle. We try and give a fair assessment of each company, each show. We try not to have a whole bunch of, bias towards things. Now, we both have our likes and our dislikes, but at the end of the day, guys, we see a lot of the AEW faithful don't want to hear the truth. Some of the WWE faithful don't want to hear the truth. And it lies somewhere in between both of their opinions. But there's bad and good to both. The WWE is not dying. It is thriving. I'd be more concerned with AEW that the only thing that might be able to keep AEW afloat right now is the fact that their owner has a ton of money. So does the other company, but they're a little more budgetary conscious. But FTR is in the ring. The WorkHorsemen are in the ring. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. The WorkHorsemen. KJ WWE Raw has been on Monday nights since January 1993. Yeah, we just celebrated the 30-year anniversary, Vance. And I mean, that's crazy, right? Like, again, the idea of it not being on Monday blows my mind. But then again, we've seen other things that kind of shocked us, right? We've seen Vince kind of end up making this deal, this merger with Endeavor. We've seen other things that we never expected to happen. Shit, we might see CM Punk back in the building. So who knows? By the way, I am taking predictions on this match. If you're new here, we take a prediction for every match, and we take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. So make sure you stick around. Let us know. We love knowing how everybody felt about the shows. They cheated 2-2. I'm way behind on that one. Friends, how many of us have them? We'll just get back to that. I saw with NBC, got that one. Keep it coming. I grew up with Saturday Night Main Event and Friday, the main event. Absolutely, Jason. I mean, again, I think it's only good for business. More exposure on a national level. As we get the tag, here comes Dax. Ducks and geese are vicious. Squirrels now know karate. Get training. Welcome back, Unbroken. Yeah, don't fuck with geese. I don't know about ducks so much, but geese will fuck you up. RVD versus Claudio Castagnoli. Interesting. Is that a suggestion or is that happening? He had to win his mask back. Yeah, what the hell? 3-0. What's up? I've been slowly liking AEW. I can't lie. Listen, I love AEW. I like it a lot. A lot of days it's got some shit that is really entertaining. However, there are things that I wish were a little bit better. And I think the biggest problem I have is just knowing that praising them when they do something good, that's fine. When they aren't their best, I get really irritated with this inability to say anything negative or bad about it. You got to kind of just be like, yeah, it was another amazing day. Like sometimes they are not phenomenal. Top guys for the win. I like it. I like it. FTR for the win. FTR for the win. Yeah, still kicking. Not kicking and running and jogging. They're fine. Claudio does have a rematch clause. Facts. There's rumors that Drew McIntyre might get released. You believe it? I do not believe it. They just extended his contract to pretty much WrestleMania next year. I do not see it going anywhere. I really, really don't, guys. And again, like people can say, well, Drew might leave, but where does Drew go? And do you really think a guy like Drew McIntyre, do you envision him in a feud with Darby Allin, a feud with Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho? He's a gigantic man. Like, I mean, visually, you need it to make sense. And we talk about, does Tony Khan potentially have problems booking some of the bigger guys? Right? Does McIntyre end up like Lance Storm, Wardlow, Hobbs? Right now, by the way, the Workhorsemen are in control. Big dive. And a moonsault by JD. Okay. I thought this would be a bit more of a squash match. Workhorsemen for the win. Keyshawn bucking the trend. Good luck, my guy. One company has shareholders to report to. The other company has $4 billion to rip through and will just disappoint that. Money. Burn it down. I think they canceled the CJ Perry segment for tonight. I did not see a CJ Perry segment so far. I haven't heard any reference to her. By the way, they just won with a sharpshooter. Cash Wheeler hits the sharpshooter. It's over. There you go. Not a bad match. That was a pretty good match considering still pretty quick, still pretty much, putting in the work, getting a big win for the champs. But I'll give the Workhorsemen credit. They came to fight. The Aussie Open now, giving the big old round of applause. And join me in round of applause.
Well, I was going to say, if I could be serious for a moment, because you said Lance Storm instead of Lance Archer.
Did I say Lance Storm? That's yes, amazing.
You did. Your Canadian came out there.
All right.
But yeah. As we've got Aussie Open applauding right now.
Getting into the ring
you made earlier that I wanted to touch on, but I'm sure we'll get back to it.
Sure.
We touched on it before.
I got Aussie Open and FTR face-to-face. 8 days time, we are going to beat your ass.
Derek, I really love Claudio Castagnoli wearing his Ribera jacket. I kind of marked out for it because I know that's a New Japan kind of, or a Japanese wrestling tradition type thing. He wore it with Hero and Sarah Del Rey back in the day. I did find a picture. Cool guy.
Right.
Drew and Sheamus are not going anywhere, like you said, KJ. Who are they going to feud with?
Just feud with each other. Be a tag team. Fuck it.
Well, they were, and then they were the Banger Bros, remember? And then we just couldn't do that because too adult.
Leave them together. Let's go. Bang Bros for life. Remember Brian?
He needed to be pinching my nose like at the same time, but it worked too perfectly. Like you really said that right there,
right?
We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now because it's Bang Bros for life. Pause.
I was gonna go forward life for life.
Nowhere.
Well, Dax is cutting a hard promo right now. I like it.
Was that a pun intended, sir, with Dax and then Hardwood? Pause.
Mm-hmm. Bobby, Bobby definitely went and dragged that first night trying to get into the building. It happened. Heenan, he was late.
Late for a very important date. No time to wait. No.
I've been slowly got that one 3 out of 10. Oh, 3-0. Not fucking jumping the gun on the ratings. Chops. Unbroken is officially confirmed higher than RVD in the and Riddle combined. I didn't see this till now. That's funny.
No, that's fine. I saw that once you read his comment. Another audio botch. Well, we had it last week. We haven't had any backstage botches this week. Right. Last week we had take 22, right? And we had them clearly, setting it up to take the piss out of the other one.
We actually, people were talking about. Hey,
there's CJ.
CJ Perry is here. Yes, very much so. Very much so. Rusev.
Calling a lot of Rusev Machka, Rusev Smash.
Uh-oh. They're getting a little flirty.
Is it so weird to me that I don't know if she's actually using her real voice or if she's halfway like showing in a little bit of that funny like, Russian Mashka.
Listening to her talk, I'm waiting for the accent, and I'm like, this doesn't sound right.
I feel like I'd halfway here. I think my brain was just replacing it. And
right.
Honestly, are they doing like such a WCW move, and we're not going to acknowledge, the cuckening on WWE, but we're going to halfway play this into it of, well, that's why we have beef. Like, if outside of this, Miro, why would you give a shit? Why was this ever been a thing?
I don't
Am I missing the lore that's been established in AEW?
It's supposed to speak to some higher mental state of Rusev. Like, I mean, he walked away. Miro, they looked like they were bonding, but it didn't go so well. As I head back,
I'm going to take mine. If there's any love in your heart for me, then you should click that like, share, and subscribe button.
It's true.
Right.
Australian kids remind me of Christian a little bit when he was younger. Oh, like Edge and Christian. I see what you're saying. Reminds you of Christian. Okay.
Oh, you mean Kyle Fletcher?
Mm-hmm.
50 Shades of Bulgaria.
Yeah, that's what this is.
I'm going to start that one because I like that one. It wasn't an audio botch, it was some foul language. Well, no, it wasn't like even when we got the replay of you are and we didn't even get that. We just kind of got the audio just went real quiet for a hot minute.
Right. Weasel was truly funny on Nitro, and listen, Bobby's one of the best ever. I mean, one of the GOATs. He might have been surpassed by maybe a Cornette now. Paul Heyman for sure, but
that's my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Those are your trios?
Well, at least trios. I'm still debating on who I want to call the fourth. But it's Heenan, Cornette, and Heyman.
Yeah. Yeah, undeniably. Heenan was great. Bobby Heenan and Gorilla were fucking phenomenal together because they were so yin and yang.
That's what we try to be. But that's the thing I'm not lying when I say that. That's what everybody tries to be. That's what fucking Cole and JR tried to be. That's what McAfee and that's what JR and King tried to be.
Yeah, but I think that JR and King were the only
we tried to be.
Yeah, but I think
your take on it, but you still that's the dynamic. They set up that dynamic.
I do think that the King and JR were the only two to outdo it, like to do it better. But that is that's why a three-man.
Was that more runway or was that more as in they did it together longer or that they did it together better?
I think for me at the end of the day, like when I think wrestling, I hear JR's voice and they work so well. Like the uptight, country boy in JR with the, the kind of fevery man whore that was JR, Jerry the King. It works so well. And again, kind of like Bobby and Gorilla, and that's why I like a 2-man booth. Like I find sometimes the 3-man booth, Excalibur, Taz, and they're all just yelling shit out with Tony. It doesn't. I mean, just go 2 and have one guy play it straight, one guy play it loose.
But that's what it becomes the natural instinct, because that's what you see when it comes to sports. When you watch NFL, when you watch football, whether you watch hockey, whether you watch basketball, any sport that you watch, normally a 2-man booth. When you get the 3-man, it becomes a competition for mic time. It becomes a competition of who's talking. We deal with it doing what we do, of literally just of talking over each other constantly. Glad.
Did you see Minoru Suzuki? It wasn't an airplane, it was the bullet train.
Yeah, they had clips of it. I haven't watched the full match because
they just broke out in a fight on the bullet train.
It's not wrestling. It's the same thing. Like I know there's people like in NYC and everything. I've seen the clips and everything when they do cosplay stuff on like a subway and everything. It's not fucking pro wrestling. You're simulating pro wrestling. You're highlighting pro wrestling. Cool, good on you. You found a revenue that works. Cool. That's not a match. I don't acknowledge that. That's
okay. Wednesday we get MJF and Adam Cole on Dynamite. Next week we're gonna get Juice Robinson taking on
Andrade El Idolo.
El Idolo, yes, very much so, Nick.
Right.
Audio bots, we got that one. I love it. I love blondes. All right, Jobs. I love Lamb.
You can have that. I like brunettes.
She's a Florida native. Yes, she is. But I miss the accent. I feel like when it's like Kofi losing his accent. Like, wait a minute.
You gotta do the Hunter thing of like, wait, didn't you used to have a Jamaican accent?
Are you Jamaican?
Oh, he was 100% Jamaican. As we're getting a hype video, by the way, of Wrestle Dream is also a tribute to Antonio Inoki. So 100%, I'm sure once I click away from this comment, this man's gonna pull up how you can win your tickets to go and see that show as I read through the card that you can go and see.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
There you go. There it is again, folks. Reminder, you can win 2 tickets.
You need to go and see Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland, FTR versus Aussie Open for the AEW Tag Team Championships, Better Than You, Bay versus The Righteous for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, Chris Jericho and the Golden Elite versus the Don Callis family of Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay. Christian Cage versus Darby Allin in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW TNT Championship, and Eddie Kingston versus Shibata. Again, both titles on the line for Ring of Honor World Championship.
Did you say stat?
What?
Did you say stat as well? Did you catch the stat match? Statlander, Julia Hart for the title?
Who's what?
Statlander
got a match now?
Statlander versus Julia Hart at Wrestle Dream for the TBS title has been added.
There we go. Literally as I read through the card, they're adding matches.
There you go. So, folks, make sure you get to our X, our Twitter. Go find the post. Go repost it. Get it out there and make sure you get your chance. We will announce the winner Wednesday during our Dynamite live stream. We'll remind everybody every chance we get, but go do it. And we would love to send 2 lucky people to Wrestle Dream.
And absolutely, you should bring your sign. You should bring your Wrestling for Life merch and all of that. You should show you if you send us your experience and everything like over there. We'll shout it out. We'll put it out. We'll maybe even share it on the fucking stream and everything.
Right, John's 4-0 tonight. Good job, John. The title, by the way, the prediction title will be on the line twice next weekend.
Dos amigos, dos.
Heenan, Cornette, Heyman, He-Man, and Blassie. Good shout. I like it. I don't know if Blassie's in my top 4. It's tough. The 4th one's tough. Jimmy's up there.
I would honestly, I don't know if I want to say him as a manager, but it could just be even on the mic of the superstar, Billy Graham, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour.
Oh, yeah. He was a phenomenal promo.
I've got stars coming out here looking like the little brother to the Authors of Pain here.
You don't want to tell me about your Patriots, John? What the hell? I'm just kidding.
No, you can have that. I don't want the Patriots.
Yeah,
I live in New England. You can have that. Let's go Buffalo, as I think AB knows and everything. 100%.
JBL sucks. That's random. Go Bills.
Yeah, he does. Right, but I like how Ricky's got. I like how he's looking up at like the flyover cam.
Right.
He's got a fucking tank top that's got him already busted open and bloody on the fucking tank top. He's out here dressed like he's ready to go for a fucking like GCW fight.
Yeah. Now I got Daniel Bryan coming to the ring, ready to go. This is a Texas death match, folks. So this is our main event, and
even though it's in Michigan.
If Claudio was part of Wrestle Dream, who would you like to see him face? Minoru Suzuki is mine. Still waiting. I'm tired of Suzuki matches. I'm not honestly. I am. I don't care.
Yeah. Shit. Like, I'm kind of almost sick of Claudio matches.
Fair enough.
Fuck. Ooh. Like now I'm like, who would I want to? Cole maybe. Cole would be the only. No, not even that.
Claudio doesn't
no, not even that.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Wardlow, just because, for fuck's sake, when's the last time we saw Wardlow?
Claudio versus Jeff Hobbs. At least it's a power on power match.
Claudio versus Miro.
Okay, I could go with it.
Fair enough. As Starks has already, at least for me, already jumped Danielson, as he hasn't even taken off his little.
Yeah, I got them both. Yeah. They're in the crowd now, Nick. They're in the crowd.
I got a tope.
Yeah, you're
tope Congoto.
You're toe way behind.
I know.
I don't know what the fuck's going on tonight. But yeah,
I'm just talking. You call the action. I'm just here.
They're in the crowd. They're in the crowd. CJ always made me laugh. Okay.
Every time she went through the table, well, and then why is everyone in the uproar of Nia Jax coming back? We've literally had the yin and yang of pro wrestling come back almost at the same time of CJ Perry and fucking Nia Jax.
New Crave original series, a spin-off of Letterkenny called Shorzy, starting this month. Yes.
Wait, what in the did you just say?
Okay, so there is a spin-off of Letterkenny coming this month, called Shorzy, based on Shorzy. So that will be fun.
I
thought you were a Letterkenny fan.
No, I am. I'm soaking it in. I'm soaking it in.
Okay.
Listen, I'm already having to sit there and play catch up of fucking this action and that action of like now you throw a new information, outside information at me. I'm like, I don't know how to react to this right now because I'm still trying to get caught up with this.
I'm freaking out here, man.
I'm freaking out, man.
Julia Hart is your next. I don't know. Could Stat lose that belt already?
Yes, kicks. Sorry, I was not agreeing with that statement. I was just pointing out how I got kicks.
I finally got the men back into the ring. Or no,
I got them still going through the crowd here. And I do, like I said, I do like that Starks is out here looking like he's ready to go for like GCW, and Danielson's out here like, I'm still wearing the same gear I've been wearing since Ring of Honor.
Right. Oh, springboard into the crowd. Wow. Nice.
I don't know. I got a bunch of dudes that are like all super excited of just hugging it out with Danielson right now because he got tossed in the front row.
Oh my God. He's just trying to get up. It looks like some security.
The security even went. The security.
Yeah, everybody
in the fucking front row. Everybody's on the laps.
There's a guy looking like Paul Heyman's brother, fucking showing his arm. Like, look,
if you might have gotten whiplash from that dramatic attack there.
Right. What up, Chef?
What up? I'm in picture right now. I was just going to say, like how Don Stevens is pulling double duty tonight. Yeah, Starks was not even making that jump unless the security was there. Like, he wasn't even close. The security crowd surfed him into that spot.
That was a big spot. I mean, now I got Daniel Bryan just mashing him with headbutts. Woo!
I got
Ricky for the win.
Smashing in the announce table.
Let's go, Ricky.
Just like Ricky got hit.
It's time for the main event. Yes. I need to get myself a Josh Allen jersey.
And this got brought up in our Discord chat, which, by the way, go and check out our Discord and everything to talk all things wrestling, not just wrestling, all things wrestling with us and everything. But yeah, no, this man's out here threatening me of just saying he's got bad juju. So he's like, I'm going to start just wearing jerseys of everybody that Nick likes just to fuck him up. Oh. We already got the man curse. Just fucking let us deal with that first.
Brian for the win. Do you know Julia Hart has never lost an AEW match? She's 26 wins and 0. Yeah, she's the new streak. She's the new Jade. She's the new Goldberg.
She's Asuka. No one's ready for Julia Hart.
Right. Brian for the win. Ricky Starks for the win. A little split. This one could go either way. I'm going to go Starks.
There you go, Starky baby.
Even though he's getting stretched like a mofo right now.
I'll take Danielson just to be difficult. Because that's worked out so well for me lately.
JJ Dillon, Mr. Fuji, Paul Heyman, Paul Bearer. I see where you went with that. Fair enough.
Fuji as a promo?
Yeah, Fuji wasn't a promo. No,
Fuji's not a promo. Heyman or Bearer's a bit of a promo. Bearer, I could see that if you're going strictly managers, maybe.
I could see JJ getting into the top 4, top 5. Oh, we got a mic.
He had a bit of a run, and then
he was with the.
Sorry, I'm in commercial right now.
I'm back right now. Ricky Starks talking to the crowd. I like it. Daniel Bryan for the win. You know what's one match we got robbed of in WWE? Claudio Lesnar. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit.
I would be excited for that match just as much as I would be for, say, honestly, I'd almost be excited for this match more, but about the same would be Big E versus Lesnar. Like, to me, they sound good just because it's big, beefy boys, pause.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I feel like it just wouldn't work.
We got Juice and not Robinson on Brian's head.
Yes, he spilled ketchup. He didn't get it in his beard. He got it on his forehead instead.
Claudio versus Luchasaurus, I guess.
Lucha Kane.
Go Eagles. I don't like Philly.
We're just everything now. We're just like, yeah. I see they're still pleasing you.
What's a Texas death match? Eat barbecue and the last person still line dancing wins. We also know this as
propane and propane accessories.
That might have been what it was, but it currently has become what we call a match in AEW.
Well, yeah, that is true. Well, it's still interesting to me just on simple geographics of we have a Texas death match. Oh my God, why did they show that? They showed. Are they trying to show how much they fuck up this product? Because they just showed Starks hitting Bryan Danielson in the corner with a chair onto his knee, and he delivered the slowest and the most like over the top, and I don't mean that super dramatic, of literally he missed every bit of Bryan Danielson and just hit the ring post, and we've got to sell this as a knee shot.
It's all about angles.
Yeah,
BCC and Big Bill getting involved, quite possible, but I kind of like it just being straight up. Don't overbook it. Don't overcomplicate it.
Am I the only one getting mad that the company that gets that takes down Twitter accounts and YouTube videos and everything like that, because they're using their own camo work against them and pointing out of, here's how you could have done this better, of here's where we've got a fuck up here, here's a fuck up here. That rather than acknowledge and fix the fuck up, they'd rather just silence people talking about the fuck up.
This silence.
Well, no, it's just to see, like, now we've gone, as much as I was saying of we haven't had a drop off in how Collision goes, we've now had 2 weeks straight of like very visibly visual fuck ups, like in production.
This match is heating up. Huge suplex from the top, by the way.
I just got that.
Claudio versus Hobbs, maybe. Again, the same recipe, right? Big, beefy boy. Claudio against anybody big and strong is probably going to be a big showdown.
Right. As I've got Danielson setting up to come up off the top rope, shotgun drop kick.
We're getting the yes kicks in the house. I thought going into the crowd was banned. No, you got to get permission.
We don't even know these fucking rules anymore at this point. Which matters more, the WWE draft results or Tony Khan putting out a set of rules?
Yeah, what is more enforced, the draft or the new regulations?
Can I go for a push on that? And vote neither.
Oh, Ricky Starks with the Sabu of the chair off the forehead of Danielson. Looking.
I'm waiting. I want to see this spot now. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see this now.
Eats it. This is a great match, folks. Give me some flames. Give me some fire. Give me a thumbs up.
Oh, whoa.
Let me know.
No, he tried the Sabu and he just wanted a fucking steel chair set in the face. Smack.
Right. Still one of my favorite spots in wrestling is the Sabu chair shot.
But I like the horse collar that comes with it. To me, it's not a Sabu unless you get the horse collar. Right? Unless you play Ring Around the Rosie there, unless you horseshoe that bitch, it ain't a fucking Sabu spot.
Yeah, fair enough. Ricky Starks just rubbing it in. Starks has become a star, and I know people don't love. There's mixed reviews on Mr. Punk, but I give Punk a lot of credit for where Ricky Starks is right now.
Well, so we go to picture, at least I did, as Starks grabbed Danielson by the braids and was riding him like a horsey.
Some people were roasting a full pig on Brooklyn sidewalk in the rain, no less. Fun fact, I once smuggled a full pig into the USA.
What in the fuck? I was gonna just go with the joke of he's not Spider Pig anymore. He's Harry Plopper, and you're talking about your. Was it cooked or live first?
It was dead, but it was about to be cooked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain. We're in picture. You got time to explain now. I need to figure this out.
So we would go to Lake Placid every year for hockey, and the one year we were going, we smuggled an entire pig, and then we actually cooked it while we were there. And like part of our festivities is we kind of had like a luau shit, but yeah, we smuggled a pig into the States.
See, why do I feel like if it was the other way around, like your security would be way more uptight about that shit?
What are you doing with that bacon, eh? What are you doing with that bacon, eh?
You're super polite. Like you're the most polite people I've dealt with today. So go ahead. If it was the other way around, like, no, we're gonna tear apart the fucking car here.
Poor Ricky loses the punk rub. Pink rub, pause.
Speaking of pork, what?
That's why I think Ricky's going to win this match. Brian loves going under.
Fire matches always have blood. No, not true. The pig had drugs. It's food.
Yeah, she didn't like me calling her that. I joke. I kid.
Yes, I kid.
Yeah, see, Miss Piggy into the States. She was a ham. She was a ham, dude. I like it, guys.
Fucking Breaking Bad of KJ Walter White and Big Nick Jesse Pinkman.
It's funny as shit. Yeah. Had to ask the hotel to fucking use their oven.
Wait, so you smuggled a pig,
a whole pig,
into my country?
Yep.
And then proceeded to cook it into an oven?
Well, we had to cook it and eat it. Yeah, it was part of our festivities. It's a true story.
Right, but a whole pig in an oven.
Yeah, like that's why we couldn't do it in the rooms that we had rented. We had to use the hotels.
You thought there was going to be an oven, first off, in your room that you could cook even part of a pig in. Like, you're lucky you got a microwave.
We had kitchenettes in our room. So we were hoping.
Well, look at you, fancy pants.
It was too fucking big. So we got help. We got to cook.
This is why you need to just be out in the boony doonies and everything in the U.S. of it,
on
where you can just sit there and fucking just start a fire and put a fucking the straightest stick you can find up that thing's broadside and just have a spigot.
For all the times I went to Lake Placid to piss, not once did I see a crocodile. If you got that joke out there, folks, you're my people.
I'm from that area and still halfway missed that joke for half a second.
Just think Betty White. Let's go.
All right, now I missed it even more. I was there. I
was choking out. Wait, is he out? Right? Wait. Oh no, it's not over.
I've got Starks choking Danielson out with a chain.
CJ Perry's first client, Wardlow. Yes or no? Interesting. If
she's a massage therapist, well, is Daniel not out? How are we going to have an angle that looks like we're not looking out on the safety of our performers after we very clearly didn't look out on the safety of our performers?
He's back up, and we're going right back to the choke.
Am I the only one that's surprised that Starks doesn't have any color yet? But then again, we've still got probably 3 minutes and then probably another 5 of run over time, if not more.
Maybe. Who gets more heat, Dirty Dom or Don Callis? Dirty Dom.
Easy. Another choke is what I've got. Just literally dog walking this man. Oh, the back hangman spot there as he's just draped. Oh, of course, that we get it to where Danielson can walk through off the turnbuckle.
No taps allowed. He's tapping, but it doesn't matter.
Spear. Oh.
Banger match. Is this no? It's a Texas Death match, which still kind of feels like a last man standing match. And
still worse than their strap match. Significantly worse than their strap match. I will say. Oh,
he's out again.
Danielson's choking Starks out with the chain.
You choke him to death at this point, and there's a count? But the man, wait, that just doesn't make sense. You can't hold him while you're counting. Oh, he's awake anyway. What the fuck?
I'm sure I'll get there with my anger.
Oh my God. Listen, if you're going to do the fucking match, do it proper. There you go. Alexis got it. Lake Placid, the movie, a classic.
Oh, I'm so mad at myself that I didn't get that because I've watched that movie so much.
I know you have, bro.
Oh, I've just got huge elbow
I like it.
I'm gonna fucking fall asleep to that movie now. You watch.
There you go.
Pause.
Big applause or decent applause for the two men. Yeah, that spot was a little weird, right? You got Brian with the choke, with the chain, rolls it into a label lock, and then as he's holding the move, the ref starts counting the 10 count, which is the first time I've ever seen that.
I don't think they even know the rules of the match that they booked.
Oh, here it comes. Oh, by the way, JR on commentary is lovely.
By the way, 4-way tag winner gets a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles at any time at Wrestle Dream as well, including
shit, they're just adding matches by the second.
Literally, that was including the Bucks. Statlander and Julia Hart's been officially added, but then there was also like OC and Hook, the Gun Club, the Young Bucks. I can't remember. I feel like I'm missing a team, but yeah. Trust me, you might be getting the final matches that are added to Wrestle Dream, literally, as you could potentially win the tickets on Wednesday.
Right? How many matches are we at now? Because I think we're like, I mean, again, if we could advise Tony, keep it at a nice, comfortable number.
At least for me, it's busted open right now after
yeah, no, they both are.
It looks like he put some raspberry jam in his eye.
Yeah.
Well, no, like I don't want to talk about juice that much
out of his mouth. Daniel Bryan is putting the chain around his leg, setting him up for the knee.
Right. But yeah, Star's literally just, I don't know, his blood seems darker, weird. Yeah, so we're at 8 matches so far, at least according to Wikipedia.
Okay. He doesn't have to go crazy. He has a stacked card. Let those matches breathe. Give those matches a lot of time. And you don't need 14 matches. Like, let's stop.
Hangman versus Swerve, give it some time. Danielson versus Zack Sabre, give it an hour, and people are happy still.
It's over.
Oh,
it's over. I'll let you catch up. Folks. But we got a winner. I just thought, yeah, Brian can't lose swinging the Wrestle Dream.
8, 9, 10. Ding, ding, ding goes to Bryan Danielson.
Danielson gets the 10 count, folks. And out comes one of the busiest guys in all of wrestling, the AEW medical staff. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. But so you know that we're getting a third match now. But what do we go from here? We've had a strap match. We've had a Texas death match. Exploding ring match.
Maybe.
That's the only thing you would do bigger.
Are you surprised they haven't run that back to do it right? Or is it because the end of the COVID era means they can't blow up the inside of the building?
You can't do that.
No, I mean, if anybody would try. Oh, Yuta getting in a pushing match. We're going off the air with Big Bill and Yuta and Ricky, and we're done. That's a wrap, folks.
Oh. Live. So next Sunday, live on pay-per-view. So are we going to get something advertised? Well, is it going to tie into Wrestle Dream? I was about to say we're going to get something advertised, but then I remembered Danielson already has a match on Wrestle Dream. But that does it for AEW Collision, folks. And I did want to mention this last little note that I remembered now just at this. Last night when we were watching Rampage and how it had that weird cut to where it like ended and then started a whole other hour. I guess that's because they recorded the first half of Rampage before Dynamite.
Right.
And then after the show recorded the second half. So that's why they felt very disjointed.
Yeah, good with the continuity, folks.
They care. We care at AEW.
Imagine bringing you take your kid to a wrestling show and they're like, wait, we already saw those guys wrestle. And it gets real complicated when you're sandwiching like that.
Well, and I can't fully say this, but I feel like if you're bringing a kid and it's 2 hours of a wrestling show, maybe 3, you can handle that. When it's like 7 hours, as a grown adult, at times you get a little hard to handle that. That's even we're on here live watching this stuff half the time and have to sit there and take a pause for the cause and walk off and everything like that. Like, imagine if you're sitting there and hey, you're gonna get the first hour of Rampage, then AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, then the second hour of Rampage, then probably also Ring of Honor, all recorded in the same night.
Right.
By the way, this is on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, yeah. So Brian talks about how his body is falling apart and he doesn't have much left in him. So let's throw him in a strap match and in a death match in the period of a few weeks. Preserve this dude. It's not valid. They're trying to kill me.
Well, no, I think it's you have to protect somebody from themselves. So if that's the thing, I think the Miz promo now reigns a bit more true of that Danielson unabated of he can do whatever he wants. This is the matches he's going to have because this is how he's always wrestled. That's part of what made, I can get the words out. That's part of what made Bryan Danielson who he is and the legend he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
fair
at the
enough.
same time, now at this point, you should be winding down instead of winding up.
Yeah, and I mean, again, and the funniest part of it all is I think that was my favorite match of the week. I'm trying to think of who else stood out for me this week, but I really enjoyed that match. It was solid. And again, I know it's like preserve him, but he's doing like that was he does so well. That was so good. So it's a tough one. It's a selfish one.
Carmella versus Dom, debatable.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
I'm just throwing another.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. MJF versus Samoa Joe. Let's not forget these were all in the same week. Eddie Kingston versus Claudio.
Eddie Kingston versus Claudio might be neck and neck, like might steal it.
I would say, because we're wrapping up our week here and everything, as everybody's letting us know their ratings for the show.
Get your ratings.
I would say my show of the week, and it's not in part because it's a lot of everybody I wanted to see, would be AEW Grand Slam, the Dynamite episode.
Yeah, I'm wondering if part of me was feeling like Collision had a bit of a nod for me. But yeah, I think what happened with Grand Slam is we had that really, really, really good opening match. And I think I ended up rating the show like a 6.5 or something, not overly strong. So, but I thought tonight was solid from start to finish as well. Both good shows for AEW tonight, this week, ignoring Rampage was one of the better Rampages. So
AEW, as far as quality, doesn't seem to be falling as much as I thought it would. As far as ticket sales and domestic drawing power, they're fucking Tom Petty. They are free falling.
It will be very interesting. And I mean, I think as an owner, you got to address that. You got to figure out why. If you're trying to climb the ladder and do bigger and better things, why are you having so much trouble? Is it just you keep going back to the same places too often? You got to spread out your web and move.
You have to run smaller shows. You have to run smaller arenas.
Do you think he'll run smaller buildings?
He has to. He has burnt out his market of running big shows in big arenas, and even WWE. Like, there's an arena by me that is not huge, but it's a decent sized arena, fairly accessible, and everything like that. And it's in a market to where I've never had an AEW show that would be that close to me. Or anything. If they started to run smaller shows, like even WWE, like I said, runs smaller shows at times. Not every show has to be a big stadium, a big arena.
No, and I agree. I think if they ran some of the smaller venues and it felt full, like if you run a 10,000 seat building and you put 8,000-9,000 in it, then it feels better. When you get as low as 2,500, 3,000 people in a building that size, it's uncomfortable. Like it never feels like what it's supposed to feel like.
5,000 seats in what may be probably like an 8,000 seat arena sounds a lot better and a lot louder than 10,000 seats in a 30,000 seat arena.
Right. Yes. Daniel Bryan did take the win in the main event. I thought it was a great match again, and both guys all out. I mean, I didn't love the fact that it was a Texas death match, but it happened. I called it. Ruined Ricky. Yeah, that could. I mean, where does Ricky go from here? I have one more match with Bryan.
Three-way or triple. That's I think the only way you've got to go with it. I think it's their way of trying to restart or at least patch over Ricky from the Punk storyline, because we saw his promo after Punk got fired of pretty much it was him just kind of shooting of being pissed off of like, I was supposed to work with this guy and get over this way, and this fucker got himself fired.
Yeah, fair enough. This isn't giving me deathmatch feel, so Boston saying it felt more like just kind of a regular match. It didn't really stand
regular AEW match.
Again, I think that's partly because we get so much chaos in AEW. You know, I mean, granted, we had the chain being used, but we just saw a strap match with very similar spots. Again, they should know the rules if they're going to do these matches. You're counting while the man's holding them down. That's not allowed.
When you don't enforce the rules in a regular match, when you have a match that's placated on the fact that you don't enforce the rules, it doesn't feel different. It doesn't feel special.
Yeah, and I mean, again, Ricky having a third match to me, I don't know. Like Richard points out, losing twice now, like, it's tough. I think he would have went over Punk, but he's going under to Danielson. So, and you got to figure, I said it right at the end. Oh shit, Danielson's not going to go under on his way to Zach on the way to Wrestle Dream.
Right.
Ricky's not on Wrestle Dream.
Not yet.
Yeah, fuck. They do have tropical 7-Up now. Pause. Why is that a pause?
Right.
You can have that. I don't even want that.
I don't think you know what you said in the back half of that sentence, sir.
3 stages of hell. Yeah, maybe, but now we're pushing it. Because again, you're seeing them do a lot of the same spots over and over, unfortunately.
Right.
8 matches, more than enough for a pay-per-view. Yeah, like Tony, you're good. Your card looks great. Don't exhaust us. Do it proper.
Right,
8, 9, maybe 10, but stop.
8.5 suspenders out of 10 belt straps.
Nice.
Todd saying, see y'all later. And Rogan saying, cyan you later. Ricky is way too talented to just be ruined. Well, there's a litany of people you can say that within AEW. And WWE to an extent, but more AEW.
This is where TK needs to step in and say, no, we are going to give you a banger singles match. No stips, maybe a stip match every once in a while. I agree, but I saw your head pop right away.
It's one of those. So we're waiting. We're expecting now, after 4 years, he's gonna finally develop and become a full mature adult. I'm a real boy now. No,
I'm a real boss.
I'm a real boss now. Fuck off with that. No, that ship has sailed.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. And I guess I that's what I want. Like, let's be real, dude. Like, my favorite AEW match of the year might be a 2 out of 3 falls match. No hardcore, no tables, no over the top bullshit. Just a 50-minute solid tag match between FTR and the Bullet Club, and it didn't need a whole lot of bullshit.
Right. I literally even forgot that it was a 2 out of 3 falls match. I just remember it being as just a fantastic fucking tag match.
Yeah.
No, that 100% to me that's easily right now AEW match of the year, if not arguably match of the year, just in general. But yeah, it's so weird. The same company that can pull off something like that can just give you the turdiest punch bowl ever.
I agree, man. 8 out of 10 from Ovion. I feel like stip matches should be preserved. That's how it used to be. You had to build to a stip match.
Yeah, and then they started making pay-per-views around the stipulation, and then they had to make feuds fit the stipulation, and then we've just gotten sideways with it.
Yeah, fair enough. 10 out of 10, says Kevin. He's loving it. 8.5. I feel WWE does a good job making stories warrant a stip match. Hey, sometimes we get a stip match that we don't get a stip match when we wanted one.
Right.
But AEW opens feuds with stip matches. Yeah, a lot of times it's just like, want to fight in a cage? Let's go. You're like, what? Why?
What?
See you Monday. Don't forget about Sunday here on the channel, folks.
Right.
We'll come back to that. Winding down, folks. So I will call last call for alcohol here on the stream tonight.
Well, then we've got Big Dog talking about Pepsi Fire with, I guess, cinnamon Pepsi, as Americans talking about pork flavored cola. I've had bacon flavored whiskey, but
Bacon flavored whiskey is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
So I mean, again, why do we got to put funky flavors to everything?
Because America.
America.
America. America.
Well, folks, I'm going to give tonight, you know what? I'm going to give it a 7. Oh, no, I liked it better than that. I'll give it a 7.5. Not much more, but I like it. I could almost go 8 tonight.
Really?
I really enjoyed tonight.
I don't know if it's just because I kept ending up, all sorts of out of sync.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a straight 7.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's still, I think that's still fairly high. Like that's even higher than SmackDown. That's a 1.5 over Rampage. So I'll go straight 7.
Fair enough. Do you think that the Bucks and Hangman winning the ROH, Becky winning the NXT title? I'll ask you this.
One was good for business and the other shit for business. I'll let you figure out which is which.
Do you think the Honor Club buys are going to go up because Hangman and the Bucks? No.
They might because of Eddie Kingston being Ring of Honor World Champion, and then they can attach their name to that. I'll say that.
Yeah. No, I don't see it being the same situation because I don't feel like, because we get the belts on the show so often, I don't feel like somebody on the quote unquote main roster winning the belts elevates anybody. It's not elevating the Ring of Honor brand because the belts are always there. Does that make sense?
I get it. Boston saying 7.5 best show since Punk's departure.
I agree.
Not a bad show. At least on the statement, maybe not on the rating. That's just me being partial. Big Dog really, really knows what he is doing. Okay. Are we going like the Shrek? Is this where we've been in the Shrek reference of he's mad, he's really, really mad? Is that where we're going with this?
Right. I was just going to pause on it. Like, oh, yeah, does he now?
I'll
take your word for it, Mike.
Right. Bash saying 7 is almost an 8 according to Dave.
True, it's true. We're on the Meltzer system.
No, we are never on the Meltzer system. I can say that.
The sliding scale.
Oh, sliding scale. Yeah.
Flavored whiskey. Is literally anything. It's definitely a thing. Pretty much. Just leave my whiskey alone. Give it to me. Give me some more.
Come on now, give me some more.
What's up, Pierre's Austin? How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day on your side of the globe. Thank you for popping in and saying hi.
Yeah, is this like good day, mate, for you right now, time-wise?
Good evening.
Good evening. I agree, because I wonder how often Hangman and the Bucks will be on Ring of Honor. Never.
This Thursday. Yeah, maybe.
Never.
Right. I don't know. We haven't seen much of it. That's why I worry about like Eddie Kingston. Like, I hope he doesn't get lost kind of behind this paywall fighting, Peter Avalon.
I don't think so. And I hope not, especially since we're having him on Wrestle Dream and he's defending both titles. Could it be literally could they do, as much as I'll fucking hate it, to where Eddie just wins the Ring of Honor title and loses it literally damn near within almost the same week, and he loses both belts to Shibata?
I really hope not. Don't
act like they haven't fucked this man over before, though. So, let's not act like this is something new.
Just when you thought we were gonna be nice.
Just when you thought we liked him, Louis said, "Fuck you."
What was your match of the night? I think it has to be the main event. I thought the main event was good.
Fair enough.
Right, solid matches. I mean, I like what they're doing with Julia Hart, but all out of nowhere, like no interaction with Statlander. You won 2 matches. Well, I mean, she's won 26 in a row, but we've only, like, the gap between them.
Where else does Stat go?
Well, I think Stat's going to beat Julia, and then that's the end of Julia's up and coming. And then what?
I don't know if it fully. I think it almost more validates Julia because she's getting the match.
Okay.
And if it's a decent match, if it's not a like literally bang bang boom fucking squash match, my question's more of where else would you go with Stat?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I mean, again, this
That's
is kind
the
of
problem.
my issue with the 2 belts for the women right now. I think the division only warrants 1 belt because the second champion to me becomes a distraction. I think you should be funneling everybody up to your main champion to build that division up. So
But
we'll
it's
see.
almost debatable at this point which one's the main champion.
Well, we know which one Tony views.
I know which one technically is, but yeah, let's be honest. If we put Stat versus Saraya title for title right now, everyone's pulling for Stat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Saraya would probably get the W like she did it All In. I see Sky Blue heel turn. Oh, I can't see her as a heel, guys. Not yet. She's too happy.
Is that just because you want to see her from the rear?
Pause.
What? I am pausing. You can have that.
Right. Do you think Luchasaurus will be lost in the shuffle now that Christian has his belt? No, I think it's going to eventually lead to Luchasaurus wanting his belt back. That's about it.
Yeah, we're going to get a Lucha Kane babyface turn. He's going to turn on Paul
on Paul Heyman. On Paul
not on Paul Heyman, on Paul Bearer. No, the other Paul.
Right.
Of Christian Cage there.
Just you.
Fellow Buffalonian.
There you go.
Why does that feel like I'm halfway talking about baloney and halfway like,
dude,
I'm a Buffalonia soldier?
It's got to be getting late in the stream because instantly I was like, my Buffalo has a first name.
Well, I was going almost like fucking Bob Marley. Like, I was a Buffalonia soldier.
Oh my!
Dreadlock.
That's our cue to get the hell out of here.
Right.
I want to see Dalton. I want to see Dalton Castle and the boys beat the Elite. Listen, I'm a big fan of Dalton.
You and Luna.
Yeah, man. We need more Dalton on Dynamite. Let's go. Should the Acclaim be on?
Why does that sound like something that like my grandmother watched in the fucking 70s? Dalton on Dynamite.
That's funny as shit.
Tell me that doesn't fucking sound like that. Like, where's fucking Hasselhoff with fucking Kit and Knight Rider and everything? That sounds like that same type of shit. Dalton on Dynamite.
Right. Speaking of things sounding funny, Peter Avalon is actually a pretty good wrestler. I'm sure he's a great guy.
No.
All right, whatever. But yeah, we're taking the piss out of him anyway.
Avalon does a bunch of stuff around my neck of the woods. I'll say that.
Oh, there you go. Say hi to Pete. Yeah. Christian needs to unmask Lucha Kane. Dun dun dun. I like it.
So he can come out with the Crush of the Clown hair and everything too, like Kane did with RVD. RVD is going to be the same person. He's going to unmask Kane and Lucha Kane. If he does that, it's a circle of life.
Right. Great storytelling. Speaking of storytelling, folks, we will be back tomorrow. Luna and Ringsider Anthony will be live covering Monsters Ball 2006, part of the spooky season going into October here on the channel. Going to cover some Monster Ball. We got more content coming your way. Nick and I are up to something
spooky,
real
scary,
fun.
Stream along. Spooky, scary, stream along.
There we go. But it's going to be a crazy week. We're heading towards No Mercy. We're heading towards Wrestle Dream. Don't forget, you have a chance to win 2 tickets. Go to our
X gonna give it to you. We're gonna give it to you.
Check that out.
Elon gonna give it to you.
There you go. There you go. But make sure you check everything out, folks. We're back tomorrow. We're back Monday. We're back all week long. Thank you for joining us this week. We're about to hit more milestones. We're having a phenomenal time here growing this channel. Mr. Big Nick, that was our collision for the week.
Big things popping, little things stopping. Up to something season never sleeps. Take this money. Ain't no way you can take this from me. But our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you better put that full life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. It will be a ball. Bye.